If you've ever delved into the world of the Dark Crystal, you've likely considered the endless possibilities and stories that a video game could bring to that universe. Well, it's finally time to find out what a modern official game can bring to the land of Thra. We begin our adventure as the evil Skeksis use the Crystal of Truth to consume Gelfling essence. It helps to extend their own lives, but poisons the world of Thra in the process. You will need to enlist fellow Gelflings to rise up against the dastardly Skeksis and halt the crystal's corruption of the world. Age of Resistance Tactics borrows its story entirely from the new TV series, but sadly doesn't communicate it with quite as much flair. It's told through motion comic cutscenes, an occasional character shouting,
"Get those Gelfling!"
and a constant barrage of text boxes. The beautiful imaginative story is boiled down to lifeless text on a screen, but hey, if the story doesn't grab you, maybe the tactics part of the title will keep you around. All of your enlisted Gelflings have a select job, like Mender and Soldier. With multiple abilities to choose for each job, there's a great variety of playstyles for each Gelfling. And once you're happy with your team, it's time to head into battle. Battles function similar to a chessboard. You'll place your heroes on the board and await your turn in combat. Selecting from a radial menu of abilities, you can move and use one of their attacks. Some battles include a story-based objective, but it usually boils down to clearing the level of enemies. The game makes use of the tried and true turn-based formula, with nothing new or groundbreaking really included. The first few levels are pretty fun though, and once your hero hits level 5, you're introduced to the game's job system. As you progress, a secondary job for each Gelfling can be selected. These offer an additional 2 abilities for each character. And with 12 possible roles to choose from, there's a lot of mixing and matching that needs to be done to build your best team. Finding complementary abilities for each Gelfling can mean the difference between passing a battle with ease or failing in the first few turns. And believe me, it's easy to fail here. It does take a little while to understand the relationship between each role system, but once you do, there's some truly awesome moments of combat. Watching as enemies approach your heroes, you use the healer to boost the next character's health. They mark an enemy, doubling the damage for the next Gelfling's attack. That hero knocks down the final baddie, and they all escape with their little Gelfling lives intact. It's so satisfying, but slowly certain design choices really made the gameplay feel like a bit of a chore. Whilst the map can be rotated, your view is sometimes obscured, leading to the occasional painful misclick. Simply moving a character takes a few too many steps, and actually leveling up your characters to unlock new jobs takes a crazy amount of time. You'll need to complete an entire level to slowly drip feed them with XP. Turn-based games can sometimes be tedious as is, and these little problems make this one more so. Now, the Dark Crystal is a magical visual spectacle, so it begs the question, does this game have that same graphical vibe? Not quite. Whilst each location is recreated in a lovely miniaturized layout, the distinct areas eventually blur into one. Each level generally feels the same, with nothing visually striking ever sticking with me. The whole game seems to lack a final level of polish, so as a Dark Crystal fan, it makes it pretty hard to recommend. It just retreads the show in such a simple and emotionless way. At least the world and the characters are visually present, so I guess there's a little something here for fans. So if you love a good turn-based tactics game, you'll just have to accept that this one isn't that great. I'm giving the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics 2.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.